Nothing Real with Mike Luciano. With Mike Luciano.
Woo! Thank you, DJ David. The man. Hey, everybody. This is Nothing Real with
Mike Luciano.
It is an honor to have you here and be talking from our cool new podcast studio. Thank you, everybody, for pitching in on that. There's a look outside. This is pretty exciting, huh? We're starting a new thing here. How we feel? What do you think?
Well, let me tell you, it feels absolutely incredible to start this journey. This is a new adventure for me, and I'm so grateful.
Good. No, I feel the same way. What about your friend?
Well, you know, it's been quite the journey, a real roller coaster, and starting a podcast at my age, it's just like, what's going to happen next?
It's unexpected. You never quite know exactly how things are going to go, but that's the space, right? That's the podcast space. So it's kind of fun. You know, that's kind of that. Addison?
You know, it's very exciting to be on this journey of starting a new podcast. I can say that for sure.
Yeah, look, this is so exciting. It's the year is 2025. So we're a quarter into the 21st century, and a lot is happening culturally and specifically technologically. And it's really affecting pretty much every way of life. There's a lot happening at breakneck speed, and sometimes it feels like it's all kind of running away with us. We're being hijacked by kind of this onslaught of technology, and it's hard to take hold. So really what I want to try and do is grab on to each little moment of this technological wave that we're all riding, whether we like it or not, and just be able to assess it and be honest and be curious about it and, terrified as well.
With Mike Luciano.
I think a good way to start is to address the elephant in the room.
I knew that was coming. Look, I'll get to the point.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I messed up. And I'm off Snapchat for good.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that, Thomas. We all love you a lot and appreciate your candor. I want to begin by saying I believe technology and AI, computers and all its descendants will wipe out the human race, for sure. There's no question in my mind. It's a matter of how long. Our ideas of an AI robot are this very walled off sort of beep boop bop boop beep boop beep thing, right? I mean, isn't that kind of
that's literally what you think AI is going to be like? Like, bro, I have nightmares about public humiliation, about being trapped in small spaces. Like, I'm a guy, yo.
Right. No, I mean, you seem like your life like that. So yeah, it's alarming.
We are in uncharted waters in terms of tech's infusion into our everyday lives. It is not unreasonable to be on guard.
Thank you, Governor, for saying that. I think that's so true. It's a very complex time right now, and I think it's okay to have complex feelings about all of this. You know, for instance, I work in animation a lot. I made an animated show called Animals that was on HBO. Doing a handful of projects now that involve animation and filmmaking, and I love art and making art, which is obviously a very human instinct to feel. It's okay to be wary of how, AI and these different programs are going to affect jobs, especially out here in LA, but all over the world. And, the entertainment is just one facet of it. Obviously, this is going to affect everybody. Oh! Of course, you worry about how is going to affect people's livelihood when jobs are going to change so drastically, kind of maybe in the sharpest way that we've ever seen. And also be able to hold the same, another thought in our head that, holy shit.
Whoa, this is amazing.
mine.
These highly detailed videos that now, as we see with VO3 from Google, lip sync is all perfectly aligned. People say exactly what you want them to say. Now, I know it's like funny. It's like,
I know, right?
I'm not even trying to be funny.
That's hilarious.
These engineers are like looking at me like I'm crazy, but it's true.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm just having, I'm having fun, but I mean it. I don't know what's going to be possible for those are, they're crazy, but yeah. So I think it's just really about being honest about where we're at with all of this. And this can be really overwhelming. Sometimes you just feel like your head's going to just like crack open. But then, you realize, all right, let's figure it out. Let's get through it. And to be able to be more literate and to understand these things involves some head-on experimenting and looking into it and seeing what this stuff is actually capable of. That's the only way to understand it and to have some grasp on where we're heading here. Turning a blind eye to it isn't doing much of anything other than your personal wherewithal in all of it. And hey, that's fine. Like if you want to be off the grid, focusing on the tactile of this life, all the power to you. I'm there too. But I also can't help but be intrigued by seeing how much is possible. It really, you hear it referred to a lot as magic. And I feel like we live in this kind of modern world where magic is happening all around us. Wi-Fi, you can't see it. It's sort of oddly spiritual Wi-Fi. We can have, hop on our phones and computers and be able to connect to hear everybody. And it's just sort of in the air. And, a lot of these programs, when you play around with it, it really has that feeling of just you're shaking your head in astonishment when something goes well. Going well means, visually there's logic to it. It works with your prompt, and increasingly it's working better and better.
With Mike Luciano.
Is there some kind of thematic question you want this podcast to answer, Michael?
Part of what I'd like to do is really assess what is human value. Not to be so goddamn pretentious about it, but really it's about what is the value of humanity. I think we've gotten very used to taking it for granted. And then when you start to think of, okay, well, these programs, they're all based on efficiency, getting smarter, doing what you want faster and better. That's great. And we tend to think, well, that means it's better at it. It's smarter. But my question is, where is that line between what humans are, great at and what AI is doing? But where is that line? And what is the value of human flaw?
We do not want absolute perfection.
Yeah.
For that robs experience and consciousness itself of its delicious, complex, and exciting flavors.
Yeah, exactly. We tend to forget that, that flaws are what make humanity and our output, whether it's artistic or just how we go about things creatively or else, elsewise. That is what makes it special, unique, uniqueness. That's sort of the question with this AI stuff is all these different programs, they have subtleties with the visual output, and yet it's all going to kind of look the same because looking the same means realistic to the eye.
There's so much crap being fed into our eyeballs all the time. Our brains are all junked up, it seems.
Just a quick question. Why are you dressed as in like the circus thing? I'm just curious. Both of you. Are you...
Seriously, mate?
No. All right. Okay.
Why do you give a flying F about that?
No. I just was asking.
Buzz off.
Okay. Anyway, AI out here for the right reasons is a very dangerous thing to say. It's I think everybody's very on edge because this whole industry is very feeling already so precarious that to talk about AI is sort of like rubbing salt in a wound. But I just feel like turning away from it feels insane to me. And to me, it's really a question of, okay, trying to understand it, to know how to integrate it into the creativity, process that you already do. And again, if you are like, fuck this, fuck anything related to it, great, understood. But so much of how we do creativity now is already using our computers and stuff. What I'm saying is the process has already started. I'm not saying embrace it. It's just about like, again, taking a look at it. I want to know what it's capable of. I want to know what's possible at the forefront. What other time in history have you been able to see technological advances happen in front of your eyes by the week? It's insane.
Damn, that's an excellent point.
Am I crazy? No, I mean, it's insanity, isn't it?
Oh my god!
Look at me like I'm crazy, but it's true.
That's hilarious.
Fucking guys. But no, that's kind of the deal. So look, I'm so excited, and I'm excited to be able to mold all of this into one conversation. I love cinema, I love movies, but there's also really incredible artists who are using this technology to make things that none of us have ever seen before. It's insane.
Okay, sure, but what about the argument? Argument is what I meant to say, that all AI is a form of plagiarism of other artists' work?
Look, valid, for sure. I think ideally there's some situation that whenever it gets called on, an artist, gets a percentage of some back end to that process. I think that's where we should head.
What about geopolitically? How does AI factor in to the pig picture? Sorry, big picture is what I meant to say.
Oh my God, don't worry. We all knew what you meant. At least I knew what you meant. You're all good, girl.
You want government regulation, but you also don't want to stop ingenuity and technology, and we want to dominate this in the world because it's so powerful. It really is like the new nuclear bomb. You want to have some deterrence through power. God, listen to me. Yikes. But the point is that these conversations are messy. They're flawed because I'm a human. I'm a human being, and so I am flawed. So don't even try to make the claim that what you're seeing is not real because I'm real. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Buts. But what about you guys? I mean, what do you feel? How are you feeling about, the beginning of all this?
Just exciting. Like every day is a new adventure.
Adam, what do you think?
It's been really exciting and also humbling.
Yeah, totally. Jabari?
Well, it's been a real journey.
Yeah, totally. Omar?
It's definitely been a roller coaster. But an incredibly exciting one, to say the least.
Yeah, no, it is. It really is.
I just got to say, Mike, I think you're doing such a great job, and so many people doubted you, and you're proving the haters wrong and making me proud.
Thank you, Ross. Thank you. That's really not necessary, but
a lot of people doubted him, but he is proving the haters wrong.
Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, I have a lot of support here, obviously. So
you do such a great job, Mike. You really do. I really do.
That's right. Stop. This literally feels like too much at this point, but thank you. That's really kind.
You're doing such a good job, Mike. You're a natural at this.
Thank you, Hannah. That's really sweet. Thank you.
Love your name.
Wow, look at that. Thanks, Jeff.
Okay, I'm starting to feel like, I'm making you all say this kind of thing. Like I'm forcing everyone to. No. We're having fun. But
is it hot in here?
Yeah.
I'm like really starting to feel like I'm disappearing. Can you see me?
Yeah. Your skin is.
I wonder if I
melting.
can snap my head off.
Can we get an intern? Can we get an intern to clean that up? Okay. Well, I'm just going to keep moving just because this is the first podcast. So obviously there's some, you got to break things and move fast. So it looks like Devin took that to heart. I don't see a heart in there. It's a skeleton. But we're going to have fun with this podcast.
Nothing real. With Mike Luciano.
So there's a lot to think about here for sure. Does anybody have any final words of wisdom, kind of things they're thinking about?
Chumbawamba had that tub thumping hit, of course.
Yeah.
A song of resolve. Yeah, drink your whiskey, drink, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. Love that. Love it. Love tub thumping.
But they also had a song called what? Drip, drip, drip.
Drip, drip, drip. Drip, 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 of course.
Do you see?
I love that tune.
Mm.
Right. So in a way, I think the point you're trying to make, if I understand correctly, is that I don't really get the point, but I think it's fine to say that, all of this is complex and there's a lot to chew on here with our human brains that are going to be subservient to most things.
Humanity is taking its final gasp, its last sigh, as filmmaker Luis Buñuel put it. I'm sorry, but it's straight up over for your bitches. Facts.
Okay. Well, it doesn't need to be so pessimistic. I think, it's really just how we choose to look at it. I think, again, accepting, hey, this isn't going to end well for us. But let's make the journey fun-ish, as fun as it can be. It's over. It is over for you bitches, myself included. But what's the song about? Well, let's keep dancing. Well, let's keep dancing. If this is all there is, let's keep dancing. I think we should keep dancing, metaphorically. But I'm going to be talking to all sorts of people, artists, creatives in the AI world and in traditional media and elsewhere. Just people, all of us, we're all going to be dealing with this. So let's sort through it together and let's have some fun along the way, or let's at least try. We all feeling good? Thomas, we're all so happy you're doing better, and we wish you the best of luck on your recovery. And we'll be here to monitor. I appreciate everybody, and thank you to the audience that came here today to listen to the pod. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. Seriously, let's keep it going here. All right, so stay tuned, subscribe, and let's start this conversation, and let's be together for it, and being together for the ride is what it's all about. So see you next time. Let's do it. And DJ, take us out.
Nothing Real with Mike Luciano. Nothing Real with Mike Luciano.
Awesome.